What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I wanted to break down what's happening with Elon Musk and the very important tweets that just came out involving FSD, not to mention more updates involving Tesla. I'm also going to break down what's going on with the technicals for Tesla Spy and the others. But let me first mention that I am not a financial planner. Make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Weeble link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Weeble and deposit $500, you are guaranteed 20 free stocks. If you deposit $25,000 more, you're guaranteed 75 of them, and the offer ends very soon, just a couple of weeks. Anyways, looking at the way Tesla is looking, as you guys can see for the shorter time frame, we do have like a head and shoulders like structure, but there is no sign of Tesla actually breaking down. We got a false breakdown today as we lost the support, only to get bought back up as the whole market started pumping. And so far, Tesla's holding within its range, in my personal opinion. Now, we will see if this much larger inverse head and shoulders plays out or not. So I will break down more details about Tesla in just a few minutes. I first want to talk about Elon Musk. So Elon Musk has come out and he's responding to what Sawyer Merritt ended up stating. He's talked about how right now you could increase the Tesla auto wiper sensitivity and auto park can park in smaller spaces, as Tesla's once again trying to leverage user inputs to feed the neural net and also machine learning. So it's very, very cool by just using vision. So very, very cool stuff. And Musk has responded. He said that FSD 12.4.1 releases today to Tesla employees. If that goes well, then it's going to be released to a limited number of external customers this weekend. There are a massive number of changes to be built, basically. He's saying that it should be basically arguably like version 13 instead, but they're still sticking to 12, which is kind of funny. Two other versions are in the earlier stages of testing, 12.5 and 12.6. They're also going to be called potentially versions 14 and 15. So very, very cool stuff. Musk has announced the next FSD update is coming out very, very soon, and there are going to be a lot more very, very cool updates thanks to that. On top of this, there's been a lot of talk about what's going on right here. Whole Mars Catalog responded. They basically said that it's very interesting that they would have a cluster of 20,000 hardware for computers. I assume it's for eval. That's actually kind of funny. Very, very awesome. It's quite beautiful to have battery cells, vehicles, and AI models that run all of them to be produced under one roof. That's why they love Tesla. And that's when Musk was responding to the articles that were actually saying things that weren't necessarily the truth. So he was talking about how the existing factory space was already allocated to vehicle battery and cell production. And it's not a matter of tucking a few computers into a corner, right? You need kilowatts of power. You need a cooling system for each GPU. And it's not easy to do that with so many of those GPUs that Nvidia is basically going to be sending to them. So that's why they had to kind of like distribute them to different areas, at least for now, until they finish the southern extension. That's actually built for heavy computing power and cooling. That's going to be very important, and lots of video storage. That's going to be key for what they're also doing. So Musk was actually talking about how important this is. I do agree with his point. He was kind of elaborating on a lot of the headlines, saying some negative things. Then there's also whole Mars Catalog saying that Elon said he'd ramp up the Model 3 to mass production. He didn't just ramp it, he also made the Model 3 and Model Y the best sellers worldwide. He also said that the car could drive with pure vision. People said it was crazy, but look at FSD 12. Then he also said that he would grow Tesla to a $600 billion company within 10 years. He did it in 6. And how do shareholders respond? Some people are saying that they want to take away his pay package. That's one way of looking at it. In my personal opinion, guys, I will respect whatever the shareholders want to do. There's nothing more else that I really want to say about that. People could have their own different opinions on it. But once again, Musk was kind of promised this in the past, and now shareholders have a different view looking at how Tesla's looking right now. So Musk is talking about how quickly some forgets. That's why he's in favor of getting his pay package. Other big investors are still in favor of it, whereas others are not. So it's very, very mixed, very contentious. We will see what the shareholders end up voting upon. There's also some news right over here about how, Elon Musk also said that Tesla's AI-related Nvda spend could reach $4 billion in 2024. So basically, there's all these pieces of news coming out that he's prioritizing X and XAI are just complete BS. It's not really the truth. They're still heavily invested into AI. They're going to continue to do it. And Tesla is, in my opinion, Elon Musk's number one priority. I still think that's very true based off what we've seen from him himself. He did say that on many different occasions. And simultaneously, we're starting to see a lot more exposure, a lot more truth behind that, in my personal opinion. Once you start to look at the context, once you start to look at the meat inside of every single one of these articles, and also the things that Elon Musk says. So that's my personal view. What do I think the market is doing right now? Honestly, guys, we're seeing the S&P 500, we're seeing SPY, the QQQ breaking and approaching all-time highs. The market's pumping, and this is actually helping Tesla rebound a bit. So Tesla currently has resistance. If you look at this carefully, I'm going to actually pull up a smaller time frame. I'm going to pull up the hourly just to make this more simple. We have resistance right here in the 176 area. This is where Tesla's been kind of hitting resistance. We have support currently at 174, and also all the way down here at 172. So overall, we're still holding up well. If we were to close below 173, I do think there's a dip of it dipping lower to fill this gap at 168. And if we continue to close above 176, we could try to rebound. As of right now, Tesla's making its way back into this little channel that's stuck in between support around this 173 to 174 area and resistance, which happens to be around 180. We're still stuck in that range, so it's not really doing a whole lot. We'll just have to wait and see what Tesla does after that. But for now, we're just going to be very patient and give this the time it needs. We'll just have to wait. For SPY, we're continuing to break out right here. As you guys can see, SPY is breaking all-time highs. We're testing 534. If we end up breaking this resistance, we're going to easily go all the way up towards, in my opinion, 535 is our next target. But right now, resistance is kind of tough at 534, so watch it very carefully. If we get some kind of rejection at that level, we'll be looking all the way at the previous all-time highs, our next level, so right about here. And then we'll also be coming back down towards 532.5. We have very, very tight support and resistance levels when we start breaking past 530 because that's kind of tight on SPY. But there is upside potential. It's still very strong. It's still pushing. It's at all-time highs as I speak. SPY is still looking very strong. Nvidia, we broke past 1200. We're approaching the 1220 area. I was eyeing 1220 to 1225, and so far we're doing very, very well at trying to push this resistance. Nvidia still has more room to go, in my opinion. Bitcoin. Bitcoin is looking pretty good right now. We ended up hitting nice levels. We have support at 70,940, and we also have 71,750 as our resistance. So we're still holding it very well. I still think that there's upside potential in Bitcoin as long as we try to bounce off 70,900. So I think there's a good chance we're going to do so. For other factors, we also have the QQQ. The QQQ is also trying to push once again to all-time highs. And in my personal opinion, the level I was eyeing was about 462.5. We're actually breaking through that. Our next target would be all the way up to 463. So I think we could be pushing all the way up there. And then we'll see how it reacts to that. Are we going to get a rejection or not? We'll just have to wait and see. We have 463 and 464 as resistance, and our support's at 461. That's the previous all-time high. So overall, we are looking bullish on the QQQ. On Aapl pushed very, very nicely all the way up to almost 197, this target up here. Pretty nice move from Aapl. We're still holding it very well. Let me just make this a little thinner. And now our support is going to be right here, excuse me, at the previous range. We're going to be watching support at this 196 area. If we end up continuing to lose that, we could be dipping all the way back down to our 20 EMA at 195.1. So we're still holding up very well on Aapl nonetheless. Even if it does dip a little bit, it's still holding up very, very well. For Amzn, we're testing support at 180.75. If we lose that, our next target is going to be 180. If we hold this, we could try to rebound and start pushing higher. And we do have higher levels up here towards like 182, but I think that Amzn is bullish nonetheless, and it's holding up very well. For Meta, we're also pushing very nicely. We also have potential to go all the way up towards 490. If we break this, 492 is going to be our next target. We're looking bullish on Meta. I did call out the 490s yesterday. That is playing out very nicely. Microsoft is pushing nicely. We're going to be looking to see if we could get closer to about 425. We're currently testing 423.5. I still see potential for us to go higher. Google looks bullish. Nice balance off our 20 EMA. If we do hold above 175.39, look for it to continue to push it to at least 177. If not, it is what it is. Not looking too bad so far. GameStop is trying to rebound. I did call out 32 as a potential target. We're getting closer to it, so I do think it could push higher. Same thing with AMC. I see upside potential as we're trying to bounce, so I do see potential for this to push up to about 5.3. All right, so that's what I'm seeing for the markets, guys. The VIX is falling a bit. We still have a lot more room for downside on the VIX as the market has more room for upside. So we will give this the time it needs as the market is looking pretty strong. All right, that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for listening. Have a great day. I'll see you guys very soon after the market closes in just a couple of hours, and peace out.